It'll be McGuire jumping against Tisha Bango. And we are underway. Final game of the regular season for the 2022-23 campaign. I mentioned Muhlenberg will have a home game here Tuesday night in the first round of the Centennial Conference playoffs. Here's Allen inside, spins. Can't get it to go, but there for the follow is Tommy McGuire. And that's how the scoring begins. In the lane, nice jump stop, and that is good for Tisha Bango. Here's Kempter from way downtown, and that is good. Matt Kempter. Gives the Mules a 5-2 lead. This one nearly stolen away. Frank on the drive. Back out to Tisha Bango. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tisha Bango in the lane. Off the glass, no good. Allen the rebound. Nash brings it across the midcourt line. Figured to see the regular starters here at some point, but Kevin Hopkins giving the seniors some run here early on. This one's stolen away by Kemp. Kemp drives baseline, kicks it back out. Open three. No good for Zielinski, but there for the rebound is Kemp. His shot is no good. And the rebound pulled down by Nash. Cross-court pass, Kempter. And he stepped on the end line. So it'll be Washington ball. Again, having some issues with our statistics, so it'll be a work in progress here as the game goes along. Tisha Bango rises up for three, no good. McGuire the rebound. Bryce Nash, his jumper is no good. Rebound Allen and a foul. Foul's on Kemp. That's his first, the team's first. Inside McGuire, the left hand, puts it up and in. (7-2), Mules on top. Three-pointer from the wing is no good. From Frank. Pulling down a rebound is Lewitt. Lewitt on the back cut, couldn't quite handle the pass. Turnover, Muhlenberg. (16:20 to go here, first half. Muhlenberg up 7-2. Season finale. And a reverse layup attempt is no good for Frank. Nash, the jumper, hits it. Bryce Nash with the sweet shot. It's a 9-2 Muhlenberg lead. And here's a three on the other end. That is good for Sam Corrao. First triple of the afternoon for the visitors from Washington. There's a feed inside. Allen couldn't quite handle it. Turnover, Muhlenberg. Top of the key, three-pointer. That one was partially blocked, I think, by McGuire. McGuire catches the outlet pass here. Allen steps into a three and hits it. Justin Allen with the three-pointer, and it's 12-5. Mules with the lead. Just over 5 minutes into this one. On the baseline, poked away by McGuire. It will stay Washington ball as Corrao tried to make a move to the basket. There's a little runner in the lane, no good from Frank. Lewitt on the other end. Nice dump down to Allen, who lays it up and in. Bobby Lewitt with the dime. And Allen in the lane, and it's 14-5. On the drive, that one poked away. McGuire able to get a hand on it. Substitution for Washington, number 0, Nick Romeo. Senior from Ambler, Pennsylvania, checks in. Mules 6 for 8 here in the early going. Washington just 2 for 10. Frank on the drive, puts it up. Nice spin move. Kedrick Frank with the nice move. He leads the team, almost 17 points per game for Frank. Fourth, in fact, in the Centennial Conference in scoring. Here's Lewitt for three. Why not? Bobby Lewitt connects on the three-pointer, and it's 17-7. Mules put up 90 points in their first meeting back in mid-January against the Shoremen. Off to a hot start in this one as well. Here's a three-pointer from the wing. That one's good for Corrao. So Sam Corrao with 6 points as the Shoremen try to keep pace here. Here's Kempter, and he is fouled on a three-point attempt. Gettysburg and Swarthmore, by the way, tied at 38. That one in the second half. Wholesale substitutions waiting to come in for the Mules. So into the game at the 13-minute mark. It is Stan Gaines, Gio Rubino, Brandon Goldberg, Charlie Gilligan, and Luke Gordos. So most of the usual starting five now into the lineup. For Muhlenberg, in for Washington, number 5, Marcus Scott Jr. And that basket is good. Sam Corrao again, able to hit. It's an 8-point lead for the Mules. 12.5 minutes to go, first half. Here on Senior Day. Should mention Dan Gaines, a graduate student, so he was honored last season. Still has another year of eligibility. We'll see what Dan decides to do. Here's a three-pointer, and that is good. Corrao is on fire here at the start, single-handedly keeping the Shoremen in this one. He's 4 for 5, 11 points. Rubino back out to Gaines. Gaines on the drive. The runner off the glass and good. So Dan Gaines wastes no time getting into the scoring column. The spin and the lay-in from Frink is good. His second acrobatic lay-in of the day. Makes it 22-17. Good pace to this one. Gaines on the drive, behind the back. Now it's Rubino in the lane. Rubino finds his way to the hoop and lays it in. Tough shot. And Rubino was looking for some contact too and a foul. Nothing called. 11 minutes to go, first half. Mules up by 7. Here's Frink again. And again lays it in, and Frink is hurt underneath the basket. So the trainer's tending to his lower leg, it looks like. And while they attend to Kedrick Frink, we'll take a short break. Back in a moment here on Mule TV. Hopefully, Kedrick Frink will be okay. Makes his way slowly off the court. Gio Rubino with the basketball. Mules up by 5. And the shot from Rubino, no good. Ball tipped around into the hands of number 23, Jalen Wheeler, who just checked in. Freshman out of McKinney, Texas. Wheeler all the way to the basket. Can't get the lay-in to go. Cross-court pass to Gaines. To Gillikin. Gaines tried to feed it down to Goldberg, and Goldberg able to save it to Gillikin, who launches a three. Too strong. And the rebound down to Scott Jr. Only one senior on this Washington team. That's Nick Romeo, number 0. 5 seconds to shoot. Romeo will try 3 in and out. Shoreman now 3 for 8 from deep. Gaines will walk right in with 3. That one off the rim, no good. So both teams have hit a bit of a dry spell. Number 2, Jason Williams-Johnson checks in for the first time for the Mules. Number 15, Davis Bland, the freshman from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, checks in for Washington. Gettysburg now with a 47-40 lead over Swarthmore. Garnet 22-2. Still battling with Johns Hopkins for the top seed in the Centennial playoffs, as we're going to get a travel here called on Wheeler. And a whistle and a timeout. 30-second timeout called by Washington. And we mentioned the playoff scenarios, talked about Muhlenberg earlier, but Swarthmore clinches the top seed with a win versus Gettysburg or a Johns Hopkins loss to Ursinus, but we know the Blue Jays of Johns Hopkins have already defeated Ursinus. So Hopkins win and Swarthmore loss will give the Blue Jays the top seed if Gettysburg finishes higher than Muhlenberg in the standings. So a lot of machinations there in terms of the seeding. Not cut and dry by any means. Here's Gaines, pretty feed to McGuire, and Tommy McGuire lays it up and in. Mules up by 7. Romeo, the fadeaway, tough shot, no good. The rebound to Rubino. Here's Rubino's jumper, short. Rebound to Zielinski. Bland working on Gillikin, 15 to shoot. Flips it back out. Wheeler for 3. That one well short. I think Gaines got a piece of it. A lot of contact. Gaines puts it up short. And the rebound to Wheeler. 7:40 to go. First half. Muhlenberg up 26-19. Mule shooting 56% compared to the Shoremen, firing at 40% so far. Here's a fadeaway jumper. Hits nothing but net for Davis Bland, his first 2 points of the day. So the Shoremen hanging around. Williams Johnson for 3, no good, and the rebound to Romeo. Good crowd on hand here for senior day. 3-point attempt. A little bit of a heat check from Bland. Williams Johnson. Good recovery that time from Scott Jr. Substitutions for Washington, number 44, Grant Kemp. Marcus Nash, number 20, Brian Nash. Let's try that again. Bryce Nash, my apologies, into the lineup for Muhlenberg. Williams Johnson for 3. That is good. Mules up by 8, 6.5 minutes to go. First half. Romeo for 3. No good. Rebound Gaines. Gaines dumps it down to Goldberg, puts it up, a lot of contact and a foul. And Goldberg will go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul number 0, Nick Romeo, his first, team's third. Brandon Goldberg shoots the pair.
Goldberg's first free throw is off the mark. He'll get one more. 0 for 2 from the line that time by Goldberg. Rebound by Kemp. Six minutes to go. First half. Mules up by 8. Good defense here on the perimeter. Washington having a hard time getting this offensive set going. 5 seconds to shoot, and this one's stolen away. Williams-Johnson. A lot of contact. Nothing called. Williams-Johnson lays it in. Like a bit of a flop by the Washington defender. Mules up by 10. 5.5 minutes to go in this first half. Wheeler for 3. In and out. Goldberg pulls down the board. Mules look to run. Williams-Johnson. What a move. And he lays it up and in. You'll see that on the highlight reels. It's going to be a full timeout. It's Muhlenberg 33, Washington 21. Back in a moment here on Mule TV. .5:12 to go first half. Muhlenberg up by 12. It'll be Shoreman basketball. In the lane, it's Scott Jr. puts it up, no good. Rubino collects the rebound. Gio Rubino leading the league in scoring, looking to become the first Mule since 2014 to lead the Centennial Conference in scoring. Fouls on Bland, his first, team's fourth. And Goldberg will go back to the line to shoot 2. Goldberg able to hit 2 that time at the line, makes it a 14-point Muhlenberg lead. And a whistle and a foul up top. This is going to go against Williams-Johnson. His first, team's first, with 4:36 to go in the first half. It's been a fast-moving half so far. On the drive, putting it up with the right hand, no good from Zielinski. And the rebound comes down. Williams-Johnson with the basketball here for the Mules. Dumps it down to Goldberg. Nice feed. Gordos can't get the lane to go. A lot of contact on the rebound. This is going to go against Brandon Goldberg, I believe. And it is a foul on Goldberg. It's his first, team's second. Number 24. Perkiomen Tishabango back into the game. Under 4 minutes to go. Mules up by 14. Washington scoreless for the last 3.5 minutes. Had a good start to the game. Specifically, Sam Corrao was on fire. And Corrao, speaking of, hits another three. Corrao with 14 out of the 24 Washington points. And the Shoremen trail by 11. Williams-Johnson in the lane, puts it up and in. Jason Williams-Johnson now with 9 points here in this first half. Inside it's Romeo, finds Tishabango, now back to Romeo, two-man game. Here's a three, that's no good from Zielinski. Rebound to Bryce Nash. Under 3 minutes to go. Rubino working on Tishabango. And as it's stolen away, not much flow to that offensive possession. Inside, Tishabango's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Fouls on McGuire, his first, team's third. This is Washington's first trip to the free throw line today. And Tishabango hits the first as Dan Gaines checks back in for the Mules, replacing Jason Williams-Johnson, who exits with 9 points. Pretty balanced scoring up and down the lineup so far for the Mules. 1 out of 2 for Tishabango. Mules up by 12, 2.5 minutes to go, first half. Nice give and go, and Bryce Nash jams it home. That gets the crowd to its feet. And a foul on Rubino. His first, team's fourth. Had a chance to speak to Mr. Nash before the game, making a trip all the way up from Florida. Gets to see his son play in person here on senior day. Great to see. And the steal, Rubino finds Nash again, and Nash lays it in with the left hand. Bryce Nash now with 6 points. And the Mules have stretched the lead to 16. Coming up on a minute and a half to go in this first half. Here's Kemp. Nice stutter and go, but blocked from behind by McGuire. Gaines able to keep it in bounds. It's a 16-1 Muhlenberg run over the last 2 minutes. Rubino, the extra pass. Gaines for three. A little too strong. Rebound to Frink. Here's Corrao. His jumper in and out. Nash the rebound. Under a minute to go, first half. Rubino, the long distance three, way off, and the rebound to Frink. Frink tries to push the pace, and this is going to be Muhlenberg basketball as Rubino was able to get his hand in there and deflect it off of Frink. Score update, Gettysburg leads Swarthmore 59-50. Kemp with the basketball, drops it down. Tishabengo blocked. Rebound no good. Nash the board, and a tie-up between Nash and Grant Kemp. Possession arrow will stay with Muhlenberg with 25.5 seconds to go in the first 20 minutes. So Bryce Nash with 6 points, 3 rebounds. Good hustle play there. On the drive, the lay-in is good for Frank. Mules can hold for one shot here. 5 seconds to go. Gaines to Nash. Lays it up and in with 2 seconds to go. And that's how the first half will end. A few Bryce Nash highlight plays mark that first half. Muhlenberg will take a 16-point lead. Quick rundown of some first half stats for you. The Mules were 17 out of 31 overall, 55%, 4 for 10 from beyond the arc. They were 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Turned the ball over 6 times in that first half. For Washington, a hot start really on the heels of Sam Corrao, but they finished the half 11 out of 33, good for 33%, 4 out of 14 from 3, just 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. They turned the ball over 4 times. In terms of individual stats, Jason Williams-Johnson off the bench leads the Mules with 9 points. Bryce Nash with 8 for the Mules. And I mentioned Sam Corrao, 14 points on 5 for 7 shooting. Kedrick Frank chipped in with 8. Precier Tishabengo had 3, and Davis Bland had 2. That accounts for all of the Washington scoring. So only 4 players into the scoring ledger in that first half. Just give you a quick update with 1:45 to go in the game. Gettysburg leads Swarthmore 69-55. So that game has implications for Muhlenberg. The Mules, of course, already clinched a spot in the Centennial Conference playoffs, but with that result, more than likely the Mules will be the number 4 seed in the Centennial playoffs, setting up a rematch with Ursinus, who they just blew out this week. But we would certainly expect that game to go a little bit differently and much more competitive here next Tuesday night. So we'll take another short break. We'll come back with the start of the second half in just a moment here on Mule TV. Just about set here for tip-off, the regular season finale for the Mules, looking to finish 12-6 in Centennial Conference play. And it'll be Muhlenberg basketball to get things started here in half number 2. Mules will be moving left to right on your screen. It's Rubino, Goldberg, Gillikin, Gordos, and Gaines, the 5 on the floor for the Mules. Same starting five. That started the game on the floor for Washington as Gordos, his shot with the left hand, spins out. Feed inside to Tisha Bango. Puts it up with the right hand. Nice power move. Tisha Bango had a nice first half for the Shoremen. Gaines on the drive, comes up a little short. With the lane attempt, it'll be Muhlenberg ball. We'll see how long Kevin Hopkins goes with most of his starters here in the second half. Have to see how the flow of the game goes as Rubino hits an open three. Gio Rubino now with 5 points. Mentioned Rubino trying to lock up the Centennial Conference scoring title. And Tisha Bango again. The nice move with the right hand, puts it in. And should it be Ursinus as the opponent here next Tuesday, we'll see the top 3 scorers in the Centennial Conference. Along with Ryan Hughes, of course, it's Rubino, as I mentioned, and Dan Gaines, currently 3rd in the Centennial Conference in scoring. Here's Corrao trying to pick up where he left off in the first half. Can't get that one to go. Nice look. Gaines feeds Goldberg, who lays it in. Mules up by 17. This is their largest lead of the day. Tisha Bango again, this time with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Second chance opportunity, though, and Zielinski stripped on his way to the basket. Will remain Shoreman basketball. Off the inbound. Didn't look like Frank did a lot of dribbling there, but no call. And the lay-in is good for Zielinski. So Zielinski into the scoring column for the first time today. Feed inside to Goldberg, and we're going to get an offensive foul called. We're either going to get Gordos on this one. They will get Goldberg instead. That's Goldberg's second personal foul, team's first of this second half. No real foul trouble to speak of on either side. Tisha Bango on the drive. And his shot is no good. Ball tipped around. Here's Kemp for 3. Way off the mark. And the rebound to Gordos. Gets it to Gaines, now up to Rubino. And we'll get a whistle, and I believe they'll get Kemp here on the body, on the drive for Rubino. That's Kemp's second personal foul. Team's first. 16:35 to go. Mules up by 15. Rubino bumped and tried to get it to Gilligan. But they're going to say Gilligan was on the end line before he was able to save that. Jason Williams-Johnson and Tommy McGuire return for the Mules. Gilligan and Goldberg will get a breather. Here's Frank, and Frank out of control on his way to the hoop. It'll be Muhlenberg basketball. Turnover number 5, so the Shoremen have taken good care of the basketball Saw the Shore women had over 20 turnovers, contributed to the big turnaround in our opening game. Muhlenberg women rallying from a 19-point deficit at one point. To shoot. Rubino to Gordos. Gordos spins. And Coach Aaron Goodman looking for a travel, and the officials get together, and that will be the call. So there was some contact, but no question, probably an extra step in there as well. Seventh turnover for the Mules today. And a three-pointer is good for Jason Zielinski. Zielinski now 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. The Shoremen 4 for 15 from deep. Williams Johnson, and he extended his arm a little bit. Washington defender sold the call a little bit, but sure that's what you're taught to do. We get a whistle and a 30-second timeout called by Muhlenberg.
30-second timeout called by the Mules.
In men's basketball earlier today, Haverford defeats Dickinson by a score of 53-40. Johns Hopkins over Ursinus 85-76. Franklin and Marshall a 2-point victory at McDaniel 58-56. And we mentioned the Swarthmore Gettysburg score, that game limping to the finish 76-65 with 19 seconds to go. Our situation here, the Mules up by 12. Another three-point attempt from the corner from Zielinski. That one no good. Rubino up with it for the Mules. And Rubino pulls up and hits. The Mules have won their last 4, including a 94-61 rout of Ursinus earlier this week. Get a reach-around foul call on Williams Johnson. That's his third, as Bryce Nash will re-enter the game for the Mules. Kemp to Frank. Corrao had his shot, I believe, partially blocked. Gaines able to come up with the basketball. Gets it ahead to Nash. No good, but right there to clean it up, Tommy McGuire lays it in and the foul. Substitution here for Washington, Nick Romeo. As we take a look at the replay, Nash couldn't get it to go, but McGuire the follow-up and the foul. Tommy McGuire with 6 points on the afternoon. Make it 7 as he completes the three-point play. Mules up by 17. Now one deflected out of bounds will remain Washington ball. Nice take all the way to the basket. Frank lays it in. And the foul. Foul's going to be called on Nash. That's his first. Free throw spins out. It's a 53-38 game. Rubino. Can't give him that shot from inside the lane. Rubino now with 9 points. And again, Frank draws contact. He'll go to the line. Frank hits the second shot, makes it a 15-point game. Rubino inside. Again, the 8-foot jumper is good. So it is a final now. Gettysburg defeats Swarthmore 78-65. The Garnet see their 5-game winning streak come to an end. Their only losses in the last 2 months, a road loss to Johns Hopkins and now to Gettysburg in the season finale. Reverse lay-in from Kemp is good. Pretty move on the baseline. Rubino eyes up a deep three, no good. Rebound Romeo. Here's a three. That's no good from Corrao. But Frink there for the offensive board and a putback. Lane is good. Nick Romeo doing his best to keep the Shoremen hanging around here as they're down by 13. Corrao with 14. Frink with 12 as Gaines puts up the jumper. Can't get it to go. And there were 4 Shoremen there for the rebound. And it's slips through their grasp. It'll be Muhlenberg basketball as Goldberg and Gilligan return. 11:51 to go. Mules up by 13. Can't quite completely put away the Shoremen just yet. As Washington playing some solid basketball here in the second half. McGuire dumps it down to Goldberg with 10 on a shot clock. Nice spin move. And Goldberg is fouled. They're going to get Corrao on the foul. Good strong move to the hoop by Goldberg that time. Goldberg's first free throw goes a little long. Goldberg 2 for 6 from the free throw line today. 11 and a half minutes to go here. Inside, and they're going to get an offensive foul on Corrao. Aaron Goodman can't believe it. And honestly, I didn't see enough there to merit that contact offensive foul, but that is the call, so they'll wipe out the basket. Big play, could have potentially been a three-point play. They wipe it out and instead call the offensive foul as they get Corrao on the clear out with the elbow. Gaines to Goldberg, and they're going to call Frank, I believe, for the reach-in foul. Or maybe they'll get a jump ball here. The official's talking it over. It is a foul on Kedrick Frank. So the whistles have gone against the Shoremen here in the last couple of minutes. On a couple 50-50 calls. Either way, it's Muhlenberg basketball, and Frank again called for the foul. Now I think some frustration starting to set in. That's Frank's third personal foul, team sixth. Rubino, some contact again, no call, in the lane, puts it up and in. That's 3 jumpers inside the paint for Gio Rubino here in the second half, and the lead back to 15. Washington scoreless for the last nearly 2 minutes. Frank, though, tries to change that, and he does. And a quick timeout called by Aaron Goodman. And Goodman still has something to say for the officials. He's got to be careful. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take a break as well. 10:24 to go. Mules up by 12. Back in a moment here on Mule TV. 10:24 to go after the Washington timeout. Aaron Goodman still having a chat with the officials. And I'm sure still upset about the Corrao offensive foul that wiped out a potential three-point play, and the Frank reach-in foul that could have just as easily been a held ball. And Gaines, his layup is short. Whistle foul on the rebound. They're going to get Goldberg, I believe. And it is Goldberg picking up the foul. So it'll be a 1-and-1 as at the 7th team foul for the Mules. Puts them over the limit. And in fact, the next common foul on Washington will put the Mules in the bonus as well. Officials calling things a bit tighter in the second half. And unfortunately, that's just a common theme that you see in all levels of college basketball. Had a very free-flowing hardly any fouls called in that opening half, and it's been a little bit different here in this second half. As Zielinski able to knock down 2 free throws. And it's only a 10-point lead here for the Mules. It feels like they've dominated the game, but give credit to Washington hanging around here in what's been a tough season. They trail by 10. Rubino, though, can't be stopped in that mid-range. Rubino, just terrific body control. Never seemingly in a rush, very patient to get his shot off. And he's got 15 points. Here's Wheeler, the jumper, no good. Rebound gains. Rubino again in that lane, and this time takes it all the way to the basket. He's fouled by Wheeler. Count the bucket. Kedrick Frank will check back in. Rubino right on his average of 18 points with that free throw. And the Mules have a bit more breathing room, now up 15 at 64-49. Zielinski buries the jumper. Jason Zielinski doing some good things here in the second half. Washington shooting 50% here in half number 2. Mules, though, shooting it at a 60% clip. And a whistle and a foul as Williams-Johnson draws the contact. Foul's going to go on Wheeler, his second. This will be a 1-and-1 for Jason Williams-Johnson. And he'll get one more. Williams-Johnson now in double figures with 10 points. So the lead back to 15. Frank trying to keep his team within shouting range. Tishabengo, though, loses control of it. Stolen by McGuire. Here's Williams-Johnson to the basket. Absorbs some contact, no call. McGuire there for the follow. Puts it in. It's a 9-2 run for the Mules. And we mentioned Washington doing their best to hang around. Now a 17-point deficit here. Frank spins in the lane. Whistle and a foul. They'll call that one on Williams-Johnson. That's his fourth. So he'll likely head to the bench. Bryce Nash at the scorer's table. Second free throw short for Frank. Frank with 18 points, though. Pretty efficient game. 7 of 9. Also has 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Gordos. And he's fouled on his way to the bucket. And as we mentioned, well, as I mentioned, the free-flowing nature of the game is bogged down quite a bit here in the latter stages of half number 2. Gordos, his first trip to the free throw line today. And that's his first point of the afternoon. I think Luke Gordos, though, an important player for the Mules as they embark on what they hope is a long run in a postseason in the Centennial Conference playoffs. I think when Gordos plays well, seems to lift the rest of the Mules in terms of a third scoring option behind the high-scoring duo of Rubino and Gaines. Gordos, though, we know does a heck of a job on the defensive end. Here's a three right at the shot clock buzzer, and Romeo will shoot 3 free throws. Foul's going to go on Bryce Nash. That's his 4th. Romeo 2 for 2. All 3 free throws are good for Romeo. Makes it 69-55. Gordos can't get it to go, but right there for the tip-in is McGuire. And we've seen that a few times from Tommy McGuire, doing some good work on the offensive board. He's got 11 points now and 7 rebounds. Zielinski drives all the way to the bucket, lays it in. Mules trying to muster up the energy here to finish off the Shoremen and turn their attention to the postseason. Nash open for 3. No good. Follows his own shot, though. Tried to dump it down to McGuire. It's tipped away by Romeo. And into the hands of Kemp. Kemp, the Euro step, with it 3 defenders around him and can't get it to go. Very low percentage lay-in try that time from Kemp. Gaines on the other end. No good. McGuire in there one more time. And we're going to get a foul called on Tommy McGuire. That looked more inadvertent than anything else, but that has been a point of emphasis in college basketball, is sort of jumping on a player who's already on the ground, but that's not what it looked like in that particular case. In any event, it'll result in a Grant Kemp trip to the free throw line. So after attempting just 2 free throws in that first half, the Shoremen have gone to the line 12 times in the second half. Mules lead down to 12. Here's Nash on the drive. Trying to draw contact, puts it up, can't get it to go. Ball tipped around, and a whistle and a foul underneath. This is going to go against Washington. Aaron Goodman and I, among others, not in total agreement with that call, but Goldberg will go back to the free throw line again. This will be his 7th and 8th attempt of the day from the line. As both teams now in the double bonus with 5:15 to go. And if any of you have a plane to catch, I would highly recommend Muhlenberg stretching this lead out a little bit in the next minute or so. I'll just leave it at that. 5 minutes to go. Mules up by 13. But with that differential, it's not quite an empty the benches situation just yet, and that's why I mentioned that. In the lane, shot no good from Zielinski. And Rubino. And if you're Kevin Hopkins, you're probably playing some of your starters a little bit more than maybe you would have hoped. And this one's stolen away. Too much dribbling that time by Rubino. And all the way for the jam is Frank. And a timeout called by Washington with 4:23 to go. And it's a full timeout, so we'll take a break as well. 4:23 to go. Mules up by 11. Back in a moment here on Mule TV. .423 to go from Memorial Hall. Mules up by 11. Some token full court pressure here from the Shoremen. They back off, and Rubino able to get it across the timeline. Nice back cut. Gaines lays it up and in. Pretty feed from Gordos. Nice play drawn out of a timeout there by Kevin Hopkins. Kemp. Corrao will launch a three, and that's good. Sam Corrao, who had 11 points in the first couple minutes of the game, has been pretty quiet since then, but able to hit the three there. Gordos and Nash, the miscommunication. Williams, Johnson, and McGuire return for Muhlenberg. Kemp on the drive, cut off. Corrao, guarded by Nash. Corrao the turnaround, and that's good. 3:10 to go. It's an 8-point game. This is the closest Washington has been in quite some time. Whistle and a foul on Kemp. Muhlenberg led by as much as 17 at the 7-minute mark. So the Shoremen have chewed into that lead by 9 points in the last 4 minutes. Gaines to the line to shoot too, as Gillikin will check back in. Checking in for the first time for Washington, number 21, Ryan Lang. And Gaines able to hit two from the line. Mules 12 out of 18 from the stripe today. Corrao works his way in, and a late foul The Muhlenberg bench can't believe it. Fouls on Gillikin. And Corrao will head to the line to shoot two. And I was just about to say before that foul was called, one or two stops by the Mules will probably take any hope away from this Shoreman team. And just as I was about to say that, a foul on the arm puts Corrao to the line to shoot two with the clock stopped. And Corrao hits two. Full court press here now by the Shoremen. Muhlenberg backcourt exceptional from the free throw line, especially the man with the ball right now, Rubino. McGuire dumps it down. Gillikin for three. That's good. Charlie Gillikin. And that stretches the lead back to 11. Huge shot there. Frank nearly walked again. No call. Corrao puts it up and in. So Sam Corrao making sure the Shoremen don't go quietly here in the final game of the regular season. Under 2 minutes to go. Mules up by 9. Washington opts to play it out. Well, that's one way to put it. Another way to put it would be to watch Muhlenberg run time off the clock. 7 seconds on a shot clock. Gaines from about 5 feet behind the line. Long shot, long rebound. Rubino collects it. It's tipped out of bounds. It will remain Muhlenberg basketball. 19 on the shot clock. And a whistle and a timeout called, I believe, by Washington. This is a full timeout, so we'll stay here for this one. Mentioned coming your way Tuesday night here from Memorial Hall. Probably looking at a 7 or 7:30 tip-off. Of course, check out MuhlenbergSports.com for all that official information when we find that out. But either way, we'll have that game for you here on Mule TV. The first round of the Centennial Conference playoffs. Muhlenberg will host, in all likelihood, Ursinus, a team that they played just a few days ago on the road and won by over 30 points. I would expect a completely different Ursinus team to make the trip here to Allentown, so you'll want to tune in for that one. And with today's results, it looks like Johns Hopkins will earn the top seed for the Centennial Conference tournament with Swarthmore's upset loss at the hands of Gettysburg earlier today. But you figure, or at least I figure, it would take quite an upset for, I think, someone other than those two teams to meet in the final. But this Muhlenberg team has shown they're capable, more than capable. They've beaten Johns Hopkins once. They lost in overtime on the road to Swarthmore and played the Garnet very tough here at Memorial Hall. The Mules break the press, lay it up and in. So certainly this Muhlenberg team with their firepower capable of beating anyone, anywhere. There's a long distance three, no good for Zielinski. Mules up by 11, 1:05 to go. Gaines with the basketball. Now to Rubino, and a little bit of extra shove after the whistle. And we're going to get a technical foul called against Kedrick Frank. And that's been a long time coming, quite frankly. Frank frustrated at the officiating here in the second half, and to an extent, you can't blame him, but that was a blatant shove after the whistle. It wasn't anything particularly egregious. It's just kind of the accumulation of everything in the second half, I think, more than anything else. So Rubino will go to the free throw line to shoot the free throws from the foul. And Frank will be called for the technical foul. So Frank picks up his 4th personal foul. The actual foul initially was called against Kemp. So Rubino shooting the technical foul shots, and puts that one in. Wholesale substitutions as the seniors waiting to check back in. For the Mules, Rubino 1 for 2 at the line there. And now we'll have Dan Gaines shoot the free throws from the foul. Matt Kempter, Bobby Lewitt, Justin Allen return for Muhlenberg. At least they will momentarily. Didn't get an indication, but clearly a timeout called by
30-second timeout called by
Washington. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Muhlenberg, a good shooting day here today, 54% overall. 6 out of 15 from 3. And they will finish the regular season on a 5-game winning streak, winners of 6 of 7 since their back-to-back losses at the hands of Johns Hopkins and Swarthmore. So Gaines will shoot 2 here. This from the original foul called against Kemp. And Gaines will get his curtain call. Bryce Nash back in. Mentioned Dan Gaines, the graduate student, so not technically part of the senior day festivities earlier, and still a possibility. You could see Dan for another year here at Memorial Hall. That would be something. Frank for 3, no good. And the rebound, the long outlet pass to McGuire. Pulls it back out. Kempter fouled. Substitution here for Washington momentarily. Ethan Schwantes will check in, as will number 11, Braden Rodriguez. So the lone senior, Nick Romeo, gets his applause, well-deserved. Played a good second half here today for Washington. This is a young team for the Shoremen. They've certainly had their struggles this season, but I would expect a lot of improvement out of an Aaron Goodman coached team. Fouls on Schwantes. Tommy McGuire will go to the free throw line with 34 seconds to go. Number 25, Connor Rushing, checks in for the first time for the Mules, as Bryce Nash gets a well-deserved round of applause. Had one of his best games as a Mule. Number 23, Matt Lee. Number 30, Drew Green, into the lineup, as well as the other seniors, Bobby Lewitt and Matt Kempter, getting a nice round of applause. Justin Allen as well. Justin Allen, one of those guys who had big minutes as a freshman. It feels like he's been here on campus for about the last decade or so. A lot of positive contributions from him over the years. Three-point attempt for Kemp is no good. Slap back out into the hands of Green, and he should be able to run out the clock. So the Mules will rule the day here. They'll win 86-70 and take that 5-game winning streak into the postseason. Tuesday night versus Ursinus, the opening round of the Centennial Conference playoffs. So the Mules victorious 86-70. They shot 54%. Overall, leading the way, Giovanni Rubino had 19 points. Tommy McGuire finishes with 17 points. And Jason Williams-Johnson with 11 off the bench. Special recognition to Bryce Nash on his senior night with 8 points for the Mules in a losing cause. Sam Corrao finishes with 23 points. Kedrick Frank had 20. So that'll do it for the doubleheader action today. Mules, women and men, both victorious. Thanks to Mike Falk and his great team of assistants for all of their help today. Thanks to everyone tuning in. I'm Matt Height. I will talk to you Tuesday night. Postseason action. Going to be an exciting time at Memorial Hall. Tune in. Again, check for game time details on